right out of the chute. Joique, we talked about this leading up to last week. That smell is in the air. Training camp, the training camp, the cuts are starting to roll in right now. The Lions cut down to 80. They'll be down to 53 at this time next Thursday. So it's getting real out there in the streets for these guys trying to make the team, Joique.
Oh, yeah, it's getting hot. Yeah, no, it's getting hot. You know what? So this is a time when you sit back and you let your work speak for you. You let your body work speak for you. You go out there day in, day out doing training camp. And then, coaches have an idea doing training camp, but they have to see it kind of translate to the game. And so, you just sit back and you wait now. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, and it is a numbers game. And speaking of numbers, I know a lot of people have their eyes. Certainly I do, as you guys know when you watch this show. Jelani Tavai is certainly somebody that did not play well on Saturday. I don't think that's speaking out of turn, D-Mac, do you?
No, it looked like, I think we were talking about it before, but definitely Pittsburgh's game plan going in with their first team it seemed like to pick on him. So I think that the proof's in the pudding, but a couple things that we're going to talk about. There's some battles in the wide receiver position, obviously the linebacker position. I don't want to dwell on the negatives. There's some positive that I saw on defense. Well, one positive in Derek Barnes. So hopefully that's something that guys work towards. But my question to you, Joique, is so this would be like the last week before the fourth preseason game because there is no fourth. So what you said, like guys want their work to speak for themselves, but what's it like sort of being that guy? Because there's still 27 guys to be cut, right? Down there. So is there anything special you can do, or is pretty much just what you've put on tape is what you're going to go by?
It's what you put on tape. That's all you have to go by.
No, I'm just saying, like, is there something in practice that you can do? Or is there something that, a lot of times it seems that these guys that get cut, if you get cut earlier, you might be picked up by another team quicker to get a chance.
So understand, when you go from that first preseason game to the fourth, which is no fourth, so you're going to the third one, you're not playing trying to make your team, you're playing for 31 other teams. So you want to make your team, but if you don't make your team, understand whatever you put on film is what the 31 other teams are going to see. The 31 other teams, they're not going to see you in practice.
Right.
Only the coaches here and the GM, scouts are going to see you in practice. But when you go out there, you play, you're going to play for, you're playing for 31 other teams. And so, for instance, I remember we played, my rookie year, we played the Colts. I played for Buffalo. We played the Colts in Toronto, and I had a pretty good game that game. I ended up leaving the Buffalo Bills, going to Philly, and when the Philly waived me and tried to put me on practice squad, I didn't clear waivers, and guess who picked me up? The Colts. The Colts picked me up. And so understand, when you're playing these games, understand that whatever you put on film or whatever you do to another team, they're going to remember that. Like, this guy gave us a handful. This guy gave us some trouble. And so they're going to think about that if you get waived. And another thing that teams do, that if they know they want to keep you on the team, when they know they want to cut you and then put you on their practice squad because they know your talent and they don't want other teams to see your talent, it's a little game they play where they don't play you as much. They won't play you as much because they know they want to cut you and put you on a practice squad. And if they play you and you play well, which they know, and you play well, they cut you, another team is going to pick you up off a waiver you're not going to clear.
And that's something, Joique, probably a lot of people don't understand, myself included, until I learned this. When you look at it from exactly that standpoint where your practices, those aren't public. The game stuff is public. All the other teams can see the game stuff. The practice stuff, that's in-house, as you talked about. That's just your team. That is your stage. I mean, that preseason game, that is your stage. That's your avenue to reach those other teams, as you talked about.
Yeah, that's your only way to reach other teams. There's no other way, unless they bring you in for a workout. And
right.
Unless you're, and usually during training camp, if they see you on film, when they bring you in, they're not going to make you work out because they know what you can do already. They know you've been practicing. They know that already. And so, for instance, when I left Buffalo and went to Philly, I just went to sign my contract. I didn't have to work out for the team because they knew what I can do from training camp.
Right, absolutely. We're taking your thoughts as well on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. All the comments, hundreds of comments are flying through all the time. We pick out some of the good ones. We address those. But we do got a good show lined up for you here tonight. The whole Miguel Cabrera thing, I wasn't in yesterday, neither was Joique, but it did get me to thinking about Miggy's place. Really, we thought about it, Mount Woodward. So I want to see where Miggy's place is. We'll discuss that. Also, the Little League World Series team from Taylor, starting to get that feel about this team. Everyone seems to be jumping on board. They're winning games dramatically. So we'll discuss that as well. Also, too, some NFL news. And this is a good one because, look, I know that Roger Goodell is not the most popular guy out there with football fans, but I think we caught him a little bit in something, and I love that. Not only Roger Goodell, anybody. I love when people get caught saying one thing then doing another. I think we got him on that, so we'll discuss that. We'll break that down. The rookie quarterbacks, we'll check in with them. We saw yesterday Trevor Lawrence went up against the Saints, and Jameis Winston, Joique, he can still ball. I've always liked Jameis Winston. I have. I know he's a bit of a turnover factory.
That's it, but
he puts up numbers, bro. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's going to put up numbers. All right, he's going to put up numbers. And now I think that he might be on a team where a coach he can relate to that can kind of help guide him. Then not only that, but he's there with a Hall of Fame quarterback who kind of show him how to prep, for a game. And he's probably learned a lot from Drew before Drew left.
Right.
And so
I think that too. That we're hopefully that the Jameis Winston, Sean Payton situation where maybe it's almost Sean Payton quarterback whisperer and what you learn because the talent is there. It's just the decision making. But hopefully that change of scenery and getting the opportunity is what we're going to have here with Jared Goff, we're hoping. So, we'll wait and see. But Jameis sure did show why he was part of the 30-30 club.
Yeah, but I think that performance against the Steelers for the Lions, as far as I'm concerned, and Darren, I know you echoed these sentiments as well, has got my threat level up for this Lions team because of the reports. And look, media guys I follow, guys that are out there covering practice for a living, it's what they do. The early discussions about Jared Goff are not promising. They're not encouraging. We discussed the whole Jelani Tavai thing. We'll get into the Brashard Perriman thing after the next break. But, Darren, my DEFCON level is rising with the talent on this football team.
After Saturday's game, our boy Adam, the Sheik of the Spread, his under 5 lock is looking pretty good. I mean, you're mentioning the offense that didn't even play with what's coming out of practice. I'm just strictly looking at the defense. Are we going to be able to keep them off the ball? I said, Terry and I were talking yesterday, and I like to take the positives. Man, our punter's great. Our punter is great.
70-yard boomers, Joique.
Yeah,
Jack,
he was. He had a 66 interception. I like it. Hey.
He's nice, no doubt. No, but Joique, I mean, am I overreacting here? Am I making too much of this? Am I right on point? I mean, I'm getting very, very concerned, Joique.
You're just not getting concerned?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking about getting, Joique, I'm talking about getting, like, real concerned about the talent level.
I'm not concerned about it because regardless of the situation, the Lions, they have a pass this year and next year. And so
they do.
They have a pass. So I'm not concerned at all. It's what I expected. It's still preseason, so you're not going to have the best play. They're still working out some kinks just like every other team. And even though we didn't play our best ball, we still lost by 6. And, but on the field, it looks worse than that. But it definitely pulls out some holes we need to fill on the defensive side. But, I expected it. I've always known it. So, if you ask Art, which Art's not in today, but, shout out to Art. I hope everything goes well.
Yeah.
He's out. But if you ask Art, he's still riding that 10-7 train. And then there's no way, shape, or form do you watch them play right now and say they're going 10-7. But even with that being said, I mean, they have good coaches, but coaches aren't out there. They're not out there on the field making plays.
And the talent level's just not there.
Right.
I mean, it is. It's just
not
there.
about wins and losses. Joique, you nailed it. And for you to say they got the passes, but we're looking for culture and more. It was the X and O's and lack of talent and execution of that talent, not the effort or the things like that. The culture, that's what we're looking to see. Do they buy in? And then we can work on the talent from there. So
before you do my bookie, I want to, when we come back after that, I want to break down just, every morning I have a routine. Alarm goes up at 4:20. I set on my phone every morning. 5:20 says head to the lab. So me heading to the lab is just me going to the gym. Wake up, listen to my devotional, do my meditation, get up, get ready. I head to the gym. Usually there before 6. Get there, and when I'm there, I work out with it's some old guys and older gentlemen in there, and they're big Lions fans, right? But you have one guy he's a Cowboys fan, and he said he'll never be a Lions fan because we haven't won in 60 years. And I said, well, you know what? Let me break it down to you why we haven't won, and let me tell you why we're heading in another direction now. And he's one of those old gentlemen who, he's kind of stuck in his ways. So I had to break it down to him. But when we come back from these messages, I want to let you guys know how I broke it down and why we're heading in the right direction. But before we go, D-Mac has something for
Well, yeah, Joique, I hope you told the old guy that, he can change in his ways by going to mybookie.ag. We got 18 weeks on the football schedule this week, so everybody use the studio sponsor, mybookie.ag, and if for your first time deposit signing up, we will give you up to $1,000 matching your first deposit. Yes, free money everywhere. College football odds boosts, NFL lock of the season, over $500,000 in contest prizes, live on site to make the winning season your best ever with MyBookie. You got to bet. So go to mybookie.ag, use promo code Woodward to get your first ever deposit match for $1. That's extra money credited to your account instantly by using promo code Woodward, making your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. He's Neil Rule. He's Joique Bell. I'm Darren McCarty. We're Big D Energy. We'll be right back. Woodward Sports Network.